I call to order the Adrian City Commission meeting for November 3rd, 2025. If everyone would please rise for a moment of silence and the Pledge of Allegiance. Roll call, please.
Mayor Heath,
Present.
Commissioner Roberts. Present. Commissioner Schwartz,
Present.
Commissioner Banky,
Present.
Commissioner Miller,
Present.
Commissioner Castleberry,
Present.
Commissioner Gauss.
Present.
All commission members present.
May I get a motion to approve the agenda with the following amendments? To add 2 proclamations to be presented immediately following the approval of the agenda. To strike Special Order -2 and add a discussion of settlement and a settlement proposal on pending litigation, which may go into closed session that we will do following commissioner comments.
So moved.
Support.
We have a motion from Commissioner Roberts with a second from Commissioner Miller. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Roberts. Yes. Commissioner Schwartz,
Yes.
Commissioner Banky,
Yes.
Commissioner Miller,
Yes.
Commissioner Castleberry,
Yes.
Commissioner Gauss.
Yes.
Mayor Heath,
Yes.
motion carried.
At this time, we will have public comment regarding items on the agenda. We will start inside the city chambers first. When we have exhausted all public comment inside the chambers, we will then open it up to the Zoom participants. Just to reiterate, there is a 3-minute time limit, and for the record, please state your name and place of residence. This is only regarding items on the agenda, just to clarify that once more. We will begin now. Hearing no public comment regarding items on the agenda inside the chambers, we will now open it up to the Zoom participants. Hearing no public comment, we will move on to our informational discussion topics. We will begin with an educational topic on the Comstock tree lighting, and our Parks and Recreation Director, Jeremiah Davies, will be presenting that.
Good evening, Mayor and Commissioners. Just as you asked, I wanted to bring a little bit of information tonight. A few slight changes this year. As always, this is kind of a smooth running event, something we're all kind of excited to be a part of. One of the things I do want to preface with this, my statements is I want to credit all the staff up at City Hall. After Mr. Berryman resigned from this kind of position of taking over this, the staff has been fantastic. Michelle, Matt, Eric Kelly, Bob, Jason Lawrence, Charlie Solis. This has really been a collaborative event. All of us getting together over the summer to kind of figure this out and take the reins and kind of keep this event moving forward. But pretty straightforward. This is year number 12 for us. We have 550 trees. We sold out in 24 hours this year. Per usual, decorating starts on Thanksgiving Day. One of the things what I wanted to kind of bring to you tonight and answer any questions, we did make a few changes, and these changes derived from not only myself kind of listening to constituents and people that have been involved in this, but as well as other staff. First Friday events are going to start at 5 p.m. and Jay Marks, the DDA, have some really cool things planned for families downtown, some mini horses and a lot of Christmas themed events happening downtown. We're going to have Santa at the Comstock Gazebo. Additionally, the parade lineup is going to start at 5 p.m. at the courthouse. So we are changing up the parade. And so you're probably going to ask why we're changing that up. For the last 4 years, and even well before I started, one of the things we always heard about is that people that participated in the parade have to go so far past Comstock Park that a lot of them don't get to be involved in the tree lighting itself. And so with that, we wanted to take that into account and think of others that are really an integral part of this whole operation. So what we're going to do is we're going to start the parade lineup at 5 o'clock, and Michelle is going to release that information tomorrow, registration, how to be a part of that. But we're going to start at the courthouse at 5 o'clock, and then at 6 o'clock, the parade is going to kick off. It's going to shoot up Winter over to Front and then on Main. And our focus is keeping people downtown. It's another thing we've heard. Business owners say once the parade goes through, mommy, nobody's back downtown. And so we wanted to take that into account again and really kind of think this out and do what we could to best service everybody. So we're going to cut over to Front Street, get onto Main Street, head south all the way to Church, go down Church, back up Winter Street, and then we'll finish there. The parade itself takes about an hour and 15 to 20 minutes. So the reason we're starting a little bit early this year, again, we want those people to be involved. So that's going to allow, if we estimate it correctly, 7:15, the parade's going to end. It's going to allow for those participants to stage at the courthouse and start working their way down to Comstock Park. Once that happens, we are going to have some live musical entertainment going down at Comstock at 7:15, from 7:15 to 7:55. And then we're going to have kind of per usual, we'll have some remarks from Mayor Heath and any of you as well. And then right at 8 o'clock, we're going to have the tree lighting. And again, the reason we're doing this, again, if you come down and if you participated in this before, a lot of times it's super cold. Once the parade starts, we have no idea how long it's going to take, right? So we've stood down there. Families with small children and things of that nature have no idea how long this is going to take. And really people are there to see the parade, but they're also there to see the tree lighting. So this allows for people to plan accordingly. That's why we kind of set it up this way, where here's an itinerary. If you want to be involved in downtown events, First Friday is going to start at 5 o'clock. If you're not interested in that, the parade's going to start at 6. If you're not interested in that, you could head on down to Comstock a little bit before the tree lighting, which is going to go off right at 8 o'clock. There will be some Christmas caroling and some things of that nature. So that's going to be going on. And then per usual, the lights will be on until January 1st. And then we're asking participants to take their lights off on Monday, January 12th. So all in all, fairly the same, but we did make some few adjustments, again, really trying to think of all participants involved. So that's kind of the gist of it, but I do want to open this up to you all for any questions you might have.
One question or comment I had from some individuals, they had some problems with almost the 7 o'clock start time. So is there a way for people to join the end of the parade line? So lineup starts at 5. And the parade starts then. So if they're just getting into town from work, can they join the end of the parade at 6:10? Because they get back to town about 6 o'clock.
I would be very concerned about safety.
Yeah, that, and we're also going to there will be some of the barricades up. So I would probably say no.
Okay.
So
But the parade does start at 6.
The parade starts at 6, correct?
Okay. So you need to be lined. Is there a lineup time, I guess, for
Yep,
them
at 5 o'clock.
No, I meant, but
Oh.
they need to be in line by X time. And if they're not in line at that time,
We would say by probably 6 o'clock,
Okay.
5 to 6,
all right, I'll encourage them to try and coordinate with work better.
And they can always reach out, either to myself or Michelle or Matt. We're all collectively working together, at City Hall. So like I said, this is kind of a multi-pronged approach to handling all this. We're all meeting weekly and talking every scenario out. So if there's somebody that really wants to be a part of this, I'm sure we can figure something out. So just have them reach out to one of us at City Hall and we'll figure something out.
'Cause I know the discussion now, because it's a Lenawee County organization, is do they come here to the parade or do they go to Tecumseh for their parade because they start later? And I really don't want them to have a choice between those two. So I was kind of hoping for the choice to be Adrian.
Yeah, and again, there's always going to be different scenarios that pop up. We really took into account the weather and the participants that are there. And with us starting at 7, it just pushes it later into the evening. The weather is always a factor. And like I said, we've never been able to really gauge how many participants are going to be in it. And this parade only seems to grow and grow. And so that pushes that tree lighting later and later and later. And so this was just a discussion over several weeks, and this was kind of ultimately what we came up with. But obviously, going forward, things can always change.
Can
So.
you share with us the candy determination as well?
So yes, so we're going to ask, and Michelle's going to release that information. One of the big safety concerns every year, especially with this event, because obviously it's dark at 6 o'clock. Many of the participants, including our Department of Public Works, who gets all the trucks ready, is they can't see small children. And year out, and I've witnessed it, and I'm sure everybody in this room that's participated has seen it, is that when candy's thrown out, kids are darting out in front of the vehicles. And so we had a strong conversation where a lot of our employees are on the verge of saying they don't feel safe anymore participating in this simply because candy gets thrown out and it'll be candy from vehicles in front, behind, and the side. And so small children were constantly running out. We've had so many close calls. We're getting to the point that we don't want to do that. So in regards to candy, we're going to have members of the DDA moving through as well as some city staff, just kind of passing out candy to children that they see along the parade route, really. And that was just ultimately, again, set because it's dark out and you just can't see small children at that lower level, especially up in those big vehicles. Obviously, all the noise, people, and commotion. So ultimately, it was really just a safety concern.
Jeremiah,
Yes.
I think
Oh.
we did settle on that you could also have a walker next to a float handing out candy, just not throwing it from the vehicle.
Correct. Yes, we would ask that you don't throw candy from the actual vehicles themselves. So,
But organizations can have walkers next
Yes.
to their vehicle and distribute candy
Yep.
that way.
Yep.
Okay.
Jeremiah, I'd just like to say thank you. I think it's well organized. I think you and your team have put a lot of time in that. And I also want to just say congratulations to you as well.
oh,
I'm
thank
wishing you
you.
the best.
Thank you. Thank you.
This is one of my favorite events, the tree lighting and the
Yeah.
parade. And I know it's always been, like, as you walk to the tree, down to the tree lighting from downtown, from watching the parade, you can see people doing the same, and it kind of also bottlenecks
Yep.
down there. And that has always made me very nervous with kids, et cetera, too, because it starts the bottleneck and you can't even get the parade through down there because everybody's trying to venture down to get there for the lights. And so I think separating these and setting specific times is very inclusive, and we'll probably maybe even get more attendance.
And that's
It's very well attended.
Yep.
So there's that, but maybe even more that people can be included.
Yep. And again, that was the ultimate goal, was really trying to
I
give
think this is a great idea.
everybody in the community an opportunity to look at the schedule and go, yep, we're on board for being down there at 5 o'clock for the entire evening. Or, to Commissioner Banky's point, there are people that get into town later in the evening, right? So having set times allows for people to plan and plan accordingly to this event. So
Great idea.
that was-
Thank
It's a
you.
real,
Thumbs.
real help. Thank you.
And just before we're all together, is there a location for that 7:55 comments?
Yep, we're still gonna have the stage set up and everything like that. We're gonna have a big screen with a countdown with music going. But at 17, we're gonna have some local groups. It sounds like we're gonna have Mr. Anilek from the high school bring some of those students over. So there's gonna be a number of different groups that are gonna come down and start that 7:15 to 7:55 before we move into the lighting and the quick ceremony. So
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you again for you and your staff
of
and
course.
everybody from the city for taking this on. I know that when Jim said he was stepping down, all the employees said, we'll take it on, and I know you've been working side by side with Jim
Yep.
for many years, doing it as well and coordinating it. But thank you very much for all your hard work on this.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Are there any other items? So I got so excited about Christmas that I didn't do the proclamations. Sorry. I just get excited. Christmas, this is the exciting culmination till the end of the year here. This big Christmas event that we do. So at this time, I'm going to have the Daughters of the American Revolution come on up, and I'm going to present them with a proclamation. Sorry, sorry, you're right about that. And if you would like to introduce yourselves before I give the proclamation?
Sure. I'm Marcia Cole, the new regent of the Lucy Wolcott Barnum DAR chapter. We have a home, the Croswell Historic Home over on Broad Street. This is Elizabeth Foman. She is a literacy tutor at the Adrian Ray Literacy Center, and this is Rhea, the new director there. So.
Whereas National Family Literacy Day, established by the 103rd Congress in 1994 and now marking its 31st anniversary on November 1st, 2025, highlights the importance of reading and learning. And whereas this day is celebrated across America each year and focuses on special activities and events that showcase the importance of family literacy programs that empower families and build a nation of readers. And whereas literacy programs across the United States will observe National Family Literacy Day by holding readathons, book drives, workshops, and family activities at schools, libraries, and community centers to encourage literacy. And whereas as many as 1 in 6 adults struggle with reading and writing, and by learning to read, individuals can gain self-respect and confidence and strive toward goals that otherwise would not be achievable. And whereas the National Society of the Daughters of the American Revolution is a nonprofit, non-political volunteer women's service organization dedicated to promoting patriotism, preserving American history, and securing America's future through better education for children and adults. And whereas education being one of the cornerstones of the National Society of the Daughters of the American Revolution, the Lucy Wolcott Barnum chapter is committed to increasing literacy by promoting and supporting literacy programs. Now, therefore, I, Angie Sword Heath, Mayor of the City of Adrian, Michigan, do proclaim November 1st, 2025 as National Family Literacy Day and encourage the citizens of Adrian to promote literacy by reading together as a family and to extend deep appreciation to our local librarians, educators, and literacy service providers for their tireless efforts to strengthen the literacy of our children and our community. Thank you very much.
Awesome. Very good.
One second, let me get a drink of water. Still battling a bad throat, sorry. My other proclamation is a Veterans Day proclamation, as Veterans Day will be next week. And so this was the meeting closest to Veterans Day. Whereas World War I officially ended when the Treaty of Versailles was signed on June 28th, 1919 in Versailles, France. However, fighting ceased 7 months earlier when an armistice temporary succession of hostilities between the Allied nations and Germany went into effect on the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month. And whereas for that reason, November 11th, 1918 is generally regarded as the end of the war to end all wars. And whereas in November of 1919, President Wilson proclaimed November 11th as the first commemoration of Armistice Day, which primarily became a day set aside to honor veterans of World War I. And whereas in 1954, President Dwight D. Eisenhower issued the first Veterans Day proclamation, and November 11th became a day to honor American veterans of all wars. And whereas Veterans Day is a day to honor and remember the sacrifices of all those who fought to preserve our freedoms. Now, therefore, I, Angie Sword Heath, Mayor of the City of Adrian, Michigan, do hereby recognize and honor all veterans in our community and nationwide, and proclaim November 11th, 2025 as Veterans Day, and encourage the citizens of Adrian to recognize the courage and sacrifice of these patriots. And to end this, if we could have all veterans please stand up so we can please recognize you here. Thank you, veterans, for your service to our country. We are eternally grateful for that. Moving on to our consent agenda. May I get a motion to adopt the consent agenda?
So moved.
Support?
We have a motion from Commissioner Banky with a second from Commissioner Miller. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Schwartz,
Yes.
Commissioner Banky,
Yes.
Commissioner Miller,
Yes.
Commissioner Castleberry.
Yes.
Commissioner Gauss.
Yes.
Mayor Heath,
Yes.
Commissioner Roberts. Yes. Motion carried.
Moving on to our regular agenda, under special orders. Special Order -1 is a public hearing to hear and consider comments regarding the Downtown Special Assessment District. I now call this public hearing to order. Anyone wishing to speak may come up to the microphone to speak to this matter.
Good evening, Mayor, Commissioners, Administrator Blah. My wife owns several buildings downtown, and I'm hoping for relief for at least one. 123 North Main came down 44 cents, which is fine. 121 North Main came down 44 cents, which is good. 119 came down 65 cents, which is fine. 117 went up $268.63. So the tenant is, she operates a bakery. She is there a couple of afternoons open for business, but generally she takes orders. So we're hoping for some relief regarding 117 North Main. It went up from 197.79 to 466.42. 115, currently Edward Jones was there. They have consolidated. And that assessment, it's currently vacant. We're trying to identify a tenant, and that went up $63.27, which is fine. So if we can get some relief on 117 North Main, that would be great. Thank you.
If anyone is online, you may also participate in this public hearing regarding the Downtown Special Assessment District. Hearing no more comments, I call this public hearing closed. Moving on to resolutions. Resolution R25-062 is from administration. It is a resolution to support the City of Adrian's collaboration with Adrian Public Schools to conduct a community polling initiative. May I get a motion to adopt the resolution?
So moved.
Support?
Are there any commissioner comments or discussion on this resolution?
I did receive some communications from residents, and if we could just have a brief summary of it so that people could more clearly understand what our part will be.
Certainly, I'd like to speak to this point. We're working with the school superintendent. We have a few initiatives, not only on the school district side, but also with the city of Adrian. The continued conversation, what we should do with Bone Pool, has been highlighted very much so in this arena here. And with this polling option, it gives us an opportunity to provide a strategic tool for not only the citizens, but this commission to decide what best to do with taxpayer dollar. One of the things we want to be mindful of is to see what the actual public sentiment is for spending taxpayer dollars on either revamping that pool or bringing forth a new pool at a new site. So with this data, we'll be able to provide it back to the commission to make a decision whether this goes back on the ballot to be approved by essentially this group, by the majority of our citizens. This EPIC, let me get the name right, MRA, it's a valid tool. It's going to be valid stats, nonpartisan driven. So this tool will be able to acquire the right data to provide this commission be able to navigate this. This is a huge financial burden that our citizens would have to pay for. And without proper data, we're just flying by the seat of our pants in some regard. So this way, we'll provide good information back to this commission. Also, on the school side of things, they'll be able to get an understanding whether or not this same citizen group, same taxpayers would want to increase or bring forth a ballot proposal for approximately $75 for a $100,000 house to see if there is an appetite within the taxpayer group to bring forth a sports complex to this city. So between the two groups, we would be able to split the cost of a polling, which would be around $18,000, and be able to split the cost and provide good data back to this commission.
Thank you.
Any other discussion or questions?
Just think it's a great opportunity. We used this back in the 2016 bond, and it was spot on with Epic MRA with what was the items to be brought forth that the community supported, what were items that needed to be revised or eliminated for the ultimate ask to the community.
We have a motion from Commissioner Banky with a second from Commissioner Castleberry. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Banky,
Yes.
Commissioner Miller,
Yes.
Commissioner Castleberry,
Yes.
Commissioner Gauss,
Yes.
Mayor Heath,
Yes.
Commissioner Roberts. Yes. Commissioner Schwartz.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Now we will move on to public comment. Just to reiterate, there is a 3-minute time limit. And for the record, please state your name and place of residence. When we have exhausted all public comment inside the city chambers, we will then open it up to the Zoom participants. We will begin now.
Hi, my name is Ernest T., United States citizen. One thing, well, a couple. First, reckless drivers speeding through school zones. That's a hazard. Second is Parish Park, aka Ear Street Park, east side of Adrian. That needs to be shut down from well, it's a well-known crime area, and police officers should patrol that more due to the safety of, let's say, bus stop and a pickup stop for kids to get dropped off from school and picked up to go to school. So that's the #1 hazard, and then it's come to a stop. And the reckless driving, you got idiots that don't care about the speed limit through school zones. Yes, I'm worried about the school zone because, you know, the safety of the young generation. So therefore, that needs to come to a stop. And also, that's like I say.
Aaron Cheshire, City of Adrian resident. I just want to remind everyone that tomorrow is Election Day. Voting starts at 7 a.m. and ends at 8 p.m. It will be at the fairground, the Lenawee County Fairgrounds, and no matter where you stand on anything, there's been a lot of participation from the public recently, and I encourage us to continue that.
Elizabeth Perez, City of Adrian resident, and adding to Aaron Cheshire's previous speech or comment, I would like to remind the City of Adrian residents of Election Day tomorrow. The Lenawee Boys recorded the Adrian City Commissioners Candidate Forum on October 13
and uploaded a link through their Facebook website and also through their YouTube channel. You can go there and you can find a link for both of them. Then I'm gonna switch and I'm gonna do like a reminder in Spanish. Para ver el video con subtítulos en español acerca de el foro de candidato para comisionados de la ciudad de Adrián, por favor vayan a YouTube, den clic en las configuraciones y en la parte de abajo encontrarán la palabra autotranslate. Denle un clic ahí y seleccionen el lenguaje español. Make informed decisions. Haz decisiones informadas. Gracias. Thank you.
Hearing no more public comment inside the chambers, we will now open it up to the Zoom participants. Hearing no public comment, we will now move on to commissioner comments. I'm going to start off just with a reminder and to let everybody know about this announcement that there will be no planning commission, ZBA, or historic district commission meeting tomorrow due to lack of agenda items. So this month, there will not be a planning commission, ZBA, or historic district commission meeting. So I just wanted to let you know, it had originally been planned for tomorrow evening, Tuesday, November 4th, and that will not be happening. No matter what happens tomorrow with the election, we must work together and we must move forward as a community. The division that has happened in our community with the point of sale vote is beyond comprehensible. We must agree to disagree, and no matter what candidate or issue that you endorse, bashing each other's families, businesses, character is not okay. We must do better. This was my fear when I knew that point of sale was going to go on to the vote in the general election. I was worried about people disrespecting someone that did not agree with them and treating each other in a manner that they would never want to be treated themselves. And that is exactly what has been happening. Then to top it off, we have city employees also being attacked. No matter if you are a constituent or a commission member, it is not okay to verbally attack or put down city employees, and that stops now. Remember that if you are pointing a finger at someone else, you should always be looking in a mirror and pointing a finger at yourself as well. Why do we feel it is okay to attack someone's family, livelihood, or hurl personal insults? It is not okay to treat each other as human beings, as human beings as less than you, no matter how much you disagree on issues. We are a small community, and what makes a small community special is that we take care of each other and we look out for each other. What is happening right now is the exact opposite of that. And if you are a participant, you should be ashamed of yourself. We can and we must do better. On a lighter note, I would like to acknowledge and recognize Commissioner Castleberry for her dedication and commitment to the city of Adrian by serving on the city commission. What she has done in her years of service to the city has been invaluable, and she will be sorely missed on this commission. Thank you so very much, Commissioner Castleberry, for being willing to serve your community. It has been an incredible pleasure to serve next to you and work with you. And yes, please feel free to let us be the example. We do not always agree with each other, and it was on public display many times. But we have listened to and respected each other, and we have a great working relationship because we've kept the focus where it needed to be, not the betterment of ourselves, but to make Adrian the best that it can be.
Just a couple of announcements. The Citizens Academy application is open, and so far we have 5 applicants.
We have room for 25 this year. Just so you know, so if you're interested, it's going to take place on Thursdays from 6 to 7:30, starting on January 8th for 10 consecutive Thursdays. Tomorrow, no, sorry. I forgot the date of the library grand opening. Is it Wednesday?
That's Wednesday at 4:30.
Wednesday. I have it wrote down as 4:30, but I forgot if it was tomorrow or Wednesday. So if you're interested in checking out the new library and the mural, we will have a ribbon cutting grand opening on Wednesday at 4:30. So it'd be great to have some community support down there. It looks great so far, and I'm sure that there will be things added in the spring, but so far it looks really good. I'd like to say with the Epic MRA phone calls, I assume those will be coming via phone, that survey. Is that true, Chad?
That's correct.
Yeah.
Part of their process is to ensure for our citizen group to not only be able to answer the phone, but make sure that we account for a lot of folks don't answer the phone now. So that's
Right.
one of the responses that they'll be very keen of when they report back to us, because they're prepared for that issue that is present.
That's my concern. And so I'm asking the public. So once we know that the survey is going to happen, we will make sure that we allow the public to know that these phone calls are going to start happening. They're going to happen from this date to this date and times, so that people might be more willing to answer phones that you don't know that number, so that we can get a good representation of the community. I'd like to echo what the mayor said about Commissioner Castleberry. I'm going to miss you serving on this commission. You've been a good friend. So even though we don't agree on everything, I will miss you dearly. And I think that goes into my last comment is I wrote boundaries. And again, echoing what the mayor said, we need to be better at setting boundaries. We sit up here publicly and we are required to hear things, take things that normal public, I shouldn't say normal, non-elected officials don't have to do and listen to. But when you're a non-elected official, if you're a volunteer for the city, if you work for the city, if you're a private business owner, the attacks need to stop. We can agree to disagree, and it's okay. We will move on and we will make Adrian better. So please stop.
I have some comments. First and foremost, thanks to the mayor for taking the afternoon to share time with our guests from Moriyama. They enjoyed you at lunch. However, the top item was probably a tie between the police department and the fire department. So whether it's handcuffs or fire hoses, well, that's yet to be debated between them. But they did have a blast during the visit. Thanks to Commissioner Gauss for coming out at the presentation up at Tecumseh Middle School, and from Commissioner Castleberry for the offer of the Japanese flags. We sent them on their way, and the students from Lenawee are excited to visit in June and experience the hospitality that hopefully we were able to provide them. The other thing I wanted to mention that this evening was the Lenawee Community Foundation Health, Happiness, and Hope celebration. Just as a reminder, this fund was created in a response to being able to pivot in response to COVID. So there's $2 million that was raised to respond to community-based needs that is open and not restricted funds, should something come up, whether another COVID disaster or a natural disaster, things that can move quickly and respond in real time. And that's really great that we have that as a benefit here in our community. So thanks to the donors for that program. Lastly, what I have is Project Connect from 10 till 2 on November 12th. There's a veteran stand down component of that. Again, this is a program for those with the most need in our community. And there's an opportunity to volunteer with that as well. Whether it's check-in or helping with Sloppy Joe's is the meal of the day. And then that should get wrapped up by 2 o'clock, and there is transportation provided from the Lenawee Public Transportation Authority as well. So great opportunity to connect our members with the resources that are out there. Thank you.
And Bob, thank you so much for all the time and effort you put into the student exchange. It's greatly appreciated. And I did receive word from Mayor Morinaka that they had a great time and wanted to express his gratitude and thanks for all of your hard work.
Thank you. And all the bags were under 50 pounds, so most important.
Hey, score.
It's my last meeting. This is a very bittersweet moment for me, so please pardon my emotion. Life changes so quick. When I was a kid, my grandpa, a retired city firefighter, used to walk me all over this town, teaching me its history. When I was a kid, I was introduced by my parents to so many different cultures and heritages. I learned to embrace and celebrate that with family and friends. When I was a kid, I walked or biked all over this great city. I had no boundaries. I only had family and friends. When I was a kid, women couldn't serve in combat. When I was a kid, opportunities weren't always equitable. When I was a kid, this town was pretty rock solid, and it led me to search and learn more. When I was a kid, my foundation was Adrian strong because of the multifaceted and diverse community in which I came from. I went to college for a semester. Big shocker if you know me, I didn't do so well at 18. And before Terry Collins saw my grades, I had to get the hell out of Dodge. I wasn't ready for college at the time. I left home with a sting in my ass. Excuse my French, but I'm gonna say some words tonight. A purpose in my sights and a soul with so much faith it could set the world on fire. I joined the US Navy and I departed on an adventure that expounded on my foundation and instilled the military core values of honor, commitment, and courage. An adventure of being one of the first women legally allowed to serve on a combatant ship. An adventure that let me travel the world, was always wild, was always busy, and made me long for home. I met my husband in the Navy. He's a proud Georgia Vidalia onion. If he hasn't told you that, he will. Deciding where to move or live was a significant conversation for us, and I won. I won because this is my hometown. I talked my husband into moving here because my hometown outmeasures all others. This town is where I had my sons. It is the home of countless family members and friends. You do not know me at all if you ever think I would sacrifice my family, my friends, or do harm to another. If you do not believe me, we can test that assumption at your earliest convenience. I am certain the foundation and values instilled in me will show you otherwise. I will continue to honor this city, my hometown. Public service to this city is 4 generations deep in my family. 4 generations, and I am incredibly proud of that. This city is blueprinted in my DNA. As much as you may try, you cannot get rid of me. I am steadfast in continuing to honor this city as well as my family legacy. I am committed to the betterment of Adrian. I am committed to the roots, to the worldwide change this community has made in its 200 years, to the employees that keep the city moving, and especially to every person living inside the city limits. I'm committed to turning this ship around and making sure everyone has a place at the table, even those that type out hateful statements on social media. All people, regardless, east, west, all people, regardless of income, whatever, all people, regardless, all people. I have the courage to say, if you don't want to be here, it's okay. You don't have to be here. I have the courage to say your negative words without suggestion for equitable and positive change need go unheard here. I have the courage to say the negativity must stop. Trying to besmirch my name or that of any of my family members anonymously is cowardice and shows more about your character than it does mine. After all, a lion does not have to tell you it's a lion. You can tell by its roar. I have watched this community unjustly belittle those serving it. At the end of the day, every person elected here lives in this town. Every decision we make directly impacts us. Based on the conversations that have the last few months, that impact is great. Businesses and livelihoods have been threatened. Constituents, some that just don't live here, but have done extraordinary things for this community, have been ridiculed. And while the world burns down around us, the government has been shut down for a month. We have divided this community over one ordinance, one. Most of that work has been done by those indoctrinated with untruths or individuals that do not even live in this city. This is not Tammany Hall, and there is no boss tweed sitting up here. The absolute insanity of the current status in this community is shockingly new to me. If you have not noticed, chaos has become predictable in the last 2 years. Master of puppets and those unwittingly puppeteered continue to target the wrong people. The job of this commission is to run the business of the city. We set policy. We do not, or should not, get involved with the day-to-day operations. Yet here we are, it happens. Most of us do our due diligence, research, communicate, and bring our thoughts to the dais. My job has been to support and vote based on 20,000 people rather than those that just try to be the loudest. Every constituent has a duty to do their due diligence as well. You should be deliberating facts, having conversations. Stating the word fact on social media does not in turn make your opinion fact. It just shows dereliction. It shows you lack the requisite capacity for comprehension. Hell, an email of mine was shared on Facebook. People tried to turn it into a negative conversation. You cannot insert yourself in the middle of something and pretend to understand it all. Have a damn conversation. Rather than make assumptions when you take something out of context and try to disparage people, have a conversation. That being said, I'm happy to report that email shared I was doing my due diligence. It showed I was meeting with people, and I met with over 100 people to discuss point of sale. While initially posted to be harmful, it backfired, and I appreciate the post, so thank you. There are city employees, those not elected but hired as staff, that have been absolutely and undeniably slandered in the last couple of months. That is wholly unacceptable. If it was you that did that, you should repair and restore relationships by extending a hand and an apology. You do not get to scream at people from the dais as a commissioner or as a constituent. There are channels to utilize. Use them and stop personal attacks on city staff. I am not asking you. I am telling you, it is not tolerated, and breaching the confidence of our staff carries consequences. Be mindful and govern yourself accordingly. While I may not be sitting at this dais, I am still a member of this community. Like I said, this is my hometown. I will not tolerate unwarranted disrespect of city staff. The staff in the city of Adrian deserves your absolute accolade, and they certainly have mine. I could not appreciate all of you guys more than I do right now. There are city employees, if we continue down this path of discontent and outrageous behavior, you will find yourself without competent service. Who in their right mind would sign up to be absolutely filleted up here for $3,000 before taxes? Actually, I promise you, every person up here donates more than what we make. It costs us money to serve above the cost to our character. Regardless of that cost, I do believe most of the people up here tonight have the best interests of the city in their heart and mind. I will leave it to you to decide who functions both at the dais and off the dais to bend the city to their personal will. that is costly, unproductive, and outright dangerous. Please take a deep breath. Imagine a community in which we reach out and pick each other up, dust each other off, and say, let's go, with an expectation that we will stand together for the betterment of this community, for its people. Stop tearing people down to make yourself look smarter. Stop trying to one-up someone to pretend you are better than others. That is called insecurity, and it has no place here. Imagine if we set an expectation of respect for one another, simple respect taught to us by our loved ones. If you have nothing nice to say, you should probably say nothing at all. I do not care if you do not like my hat. I do not care if you do not like my clothes. I do not care if you don't like me. That is all immaterial to me. I wholly care how you treat other people. Every person in this room, on Zoom, and living in this city needs to take a good, hard look at themselves. Each one of us gets to decide for ourselves who we are and the impact in the life we get to live. Community is the most graceful form of humanity. You don't always know it until it's gone. Grace has left, and with it travels many more virtues we need to be celebrating. This is my hometown, my hometown. What are you going to do to dig in and make this better? If we continue on this path, we will have nothing left but a shell. It is time to rise up. It is time for logic and critical thinking. It is time for long overdue communication. Me and my hat will leave here tonight still focused, still with a sting in my ass, purpose in sight, and revelry in my soul. I have to send some very strong thank yous to Alan Helt. No, if Lad made it tonight, Lad Strayer, both some of my homies from the get-go on the dais. I have to thank everybody sitting here, especially Gordon and Doug, that were previously elected with me, have sat next to me, have supported me, have held me up when I needed it. I could not appreciate either one of you more. You have my heart forever. Mary, Mayor, all of you, thank you so much for everything you have done for me, for everything you have taught me, for helping me be the best I can be. Mel, Darren, Grewan, some of my best friends made it tonight. Katie made it tonight. My son is here. My dad is here. My husband's here, obviously. Family is incredibly important to me, and I consider most of my friends very much my family. Thank you all so much for the significant support you have given me. This person does not go round and round without your support. This community does not go round and round with all of us, and we can do better. So thank you all very much. Big hugs, big love to you. And I'm not leaving. I will still be around. So here I am, and you can't get rid of me. Thank you, guys.
It would help if I turned on my mic, sorry. At this time, we will discuss a settlement proposal on pending litigation.
Can I make a motion to go into closed session, Mayor?
We have a motion to go into closed session by Commissioner Castleberry with a second from Commissioner Gauss. Roll call, please.
Mayor Heath,
Yes.
Commissioner Banky,
Yes.
Commissioner Schwartz.
Yes.
Commissioner Roberts.
Yes.
Commissioner Miller,
Yes.
Commissioner Castleberry,
Yes.
Commissioner Gauss.
Yes.
Just to let you know, there may or may not be a vote when we come out. So just wanted to give you a heads up, but we will be coming out of closed session and then we will adjourn from there. But I just wanted to prepare you for that. Could possibly be a resolution when we come out, but we're not sure. Thank you. So we do have a resolution. May I get a motion to adopt the resolution R 25-063 from the City Commission? It is a resolution to approve the settlement agreement and release with Johnson Controls and allow the city administrator to sign the agreement.
So moved.
Support.
We have a motion from Commissioner Castleberry with a second from Commissioner Miller. Any other discussion or comments? All right, roll call, please.
Mayor Heath,
Yes.
Commissioner Banky,
Yes.
Commissioner Schwartz,
Yes.
Commissioner Roberts,
Yes.
Commissioner Miller,
Yes.
Commissioner Castleberry,
Yes.
Commissioner Gauss.
Yes.
Motion carried.
May I get a motion to adjourn? All in favor, say aye. Meeting is adjourned. Thank you.